Good evening, everybody, and hello, Hangover Gang. We are the Not So Newlyweds. I am Daniel.
And I am Jocelyn.
And as always, we are having a blast doing these for y'all. If we never get another viewer, that's fine. We enjoy doing this for those that do tune
in. And tonight we are doing This House, which is the white boy response for all the hate that Tom Macdonald got for white boy, which is stupid. So it's a great song with a great message, and too many people just didn't get it, so he had to make a response for it.
Yep. And right now I'm trying not to crunch on camera. I was told my gum was too crunchy, so
he's chewing that little cube gum that has a little crunchy outside layer.
But I'm crunchy. I'm too crunchy for camera, so if my crunching offends, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be overtly crunchy. Anyway, we're here for Tom. This is
This House.
This House.
And we have obviously already heard White Boy, or else we wouldn't be doing this. But we can still do a reaction for White Boy if y'all would like to hear it. You know, we love Tom Macdonald, and we can always talk about whatever he has to say, because there's a lot to talk about.
This is true. And it's funny that we were just talking about, because I was like, you know, we're going back and doing all this old stuff that people's already seen. And that triggered, I'm a nostalgia guy. I was like, we ought to go back and do iconic songs from all eras of all genres.
If y'all would be interested in seeing something like that, let us know in the
really,
comments.
We can sure give you our 2 cents worth on whatever. It's just like a buddy of mine used to say, man, when you're out somewhere playing pool or something and it comes on the radio, it doesn't matter, man. When Journey comes on, you're just a small town girl living in a lonely world. So yeah, man, and you know, so yeah, we might do some old stuff just for the F's and giggles of it. We've actually tried doing some other newer stuff in our newfound not profession, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess you could say this is a hobby for us or something, but we apparently made some boo-boos and got a couple things blocked. We had some new Ozzy.
Yeah, we had new Ozzy, we had new Chevelle.
Ozzy.
They both got blocked.
They both got blocked, so
we gotta figure out how to get around the
right,
copyright blocks.
So we hate to seem like all we're doing is Tom, but Tom seems to be the only thing getting through. So this is This House, and again, this is not a first time react for us, but we're going to give you our 2 cents worth on it, and we hope you enjoy.
So with that, let's get to it.
Lately everyone been talking crazy, feel like everybody's got some to say. They misinterpreted my good intentions and expected I was just gonna step away. If there's a heart that pumps and there's a breath to take, then I won't bite my tongue as long as I'm awake. And they don't have the guts to make a dumb mistake. I'd rather crash a car than never touch the brakes. I built this house.
Already that set the tone for me.
Yeah.
I mean, he said himself he'd rather crash the car than ever touch the brakes. As people will learn, sometimes it's best just to not poke the bear. Go ahead.
Did my good intentions and expected I was just gonna step away. If there's a heart that pumps and there's a breath to take, then I won't bite my tongue as long as I'm awake. And they don't have the guts to make a dumb mistake. I'd rather crash a car than never touch the brakes. I built this house. They're the kind of people that be dying for exposure. They're the kind of people that get mad and lose composure. They're the kind of people that are never going forward. They're just the ones that are looking for apologies. Hating real loud, but they follow me. Screaming at the top of their lungs, I'm the scum of the earth. In the same damn breath, trying to preach about equality. Back before I wrote the song on race, they all...
That is too true. All the people that hate the most are the ones that's also turning around and preaching about equality and everything else. And yet turn around and hating on everybody that doesn't believe exactly the way that they believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's annoying.
But that are never going forward. They're just the ones that are looking for apologies. Hating real loud, but they follow me. Screaming at the top of their lungs, I'm the scum of the earth. In the same damn breath, trying to preach about equality. Back before I wrote the song on race, they all ignored that I had something great. They tried to edge me out, they didn't hear my bars. They tried to tell me that I wasn't built for fame. Fast forward to when I'm paid. I ain't spend a dollar on the f***ing chain. I'll get my mama a house, I'll get my dad a car, I'll make my sister rich, she'll never work again. And this hater is so underwhelming. I'm conditioned for all the abuse. Seeing the reaction videos all blowing up, and you're welcome for all of the views. Blow up my Twitter.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
We love the views. We appreciate it, and we're not hating.
That's right.
Mama house, I'll get my dad a car, I'll make my sister rich, she'll never work again. And this hater is so underwhelming. I'm conditioned for all the abuse. Seeing the reaction videos all blowing up, and you're welcome for all of the views. Blow up my Twitter. Y'all just keep making me bigger. Y'all just keep showing you're triggered. Y'all just keep missing the point, and I keep doing me. Y'all ain't nothing to even consider. Man, I built this f***ing house.
And he's absolutely right, man. Every time these people that hate on him, you're showing exactly what, if he chooses to pick at to piss you off. And being of somewhat of a like mind, that is valuable information. I think I know just about everybody I know. I know that little thing to pick to really piss them off. And as a general rule, it's actually best you not show that to people, because there's always that asshole, I guess, like me. Now, granted, I only use my powers for the forces of good. I don't fuck with people that don't fuck with me first. Let's be clear about that. But, man, don't, you know, again, it's back to the whole don't start nothing, won't be nothing kind of thing, but...
Yeah, and the haters that always comment on his stuff apparently don't realize that they really are just making him bigger. I mean, the more comments and stuff that they get, the more they rise up in...
Right, because these days when you have an opposing opinion, or if you think, if you want to try to label someone some way, you scream it really loud. The problem when you scream it really loud is it draws a lot of attention. Mm-hmm. So when everybody went, "Wow, Tom Macdonald's this," you know, tons more people went, "Well, who's Tom Macdonald? Let me check that out."
Yeah.
And stuck around because they dug him.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, he's right, man.
Yep.
Up, and you're welcome for all of the views. Blow up my Twitter. Y'all just keep making me bigger. Y'all just keep showing you're triggered. Y'all just keep missing the point, and I keep doing me. Y'all ain't nothing to even consider. Man, I built this f***ing house. I'm the kind of person making music with a purpose. You the kind of people that be hating on the surface. I'm the kind of you ain't used to, the kind of make you nervous. Yeah, back before I even wrote the record, I could see this coming like a fortune teller. Rent a calm sea, don't make a skilled sailor, so I thank the heavens for the stormy weather. Okay, fast forward to when we're old and gray. I'll be looking back at when they posted hate, and it will hurt a bit, but it was worth it when your dream is getting hurt, no matter what they say. I try conveying that I love us all, and the way I did it left them so appalled. I used a broken arm to try and break their walls. No matter what they say, they know it took balls. I surveyed the land and I found...
Look, man, you know, again, you've heard me say this before, and I'm not trying to wax political about anything, but now, man, when, it's just like he said, the people that actually listened to that song and heard it the way it was meant, it was good intentions.
Yeah.
And in today's society, everybody's got to find something to be a little butthurt about. So they picked apart and took so many things out of context and got their little feelings hurt.
Yeah.
And again, had to scream it to the skies. So you brought Tom more fans. And now that you got your butt hurt, he's going to go ahead and hurt your butt for you.
Yeah. And he's right. In this day and age, him making that song definitely took balls. Because most people are too scared to do that shit.
Whether you agree with the song or you do not.
Yep.
Grapefruits, man.
worth it when your dream is getting hurt, no matter what they say. I try conveying that I love us all, and the way I did it left them so appalled. I used a broken arm to try and break their walls. No matter what they say, they know it took balls. I surveyed the land and I found a location, unloaded the lumber and pounded the stakes, and I blended the bones of the people who hated with blood and cement. Then I poured the foundation. I built the frame with all my guilt and shame, and then I chiseled my name and the date in the basement. I carved my initials and all of the boards and the beams that are needed for structural greatness. No record label, no distribution, no cosign, no publicist, no manager, no teammates, no money to make up my budget with, no groceries, no studio, no booking agent, no bucket list, no PR, no marketing, just fans.
And that is one of the reasons why we love Tom.
It's about the fans. It's about the fans.
He always gives props to his fans. Always.
Well, man, every band I've ever been with, I can say shared a mentality. And maybe that's partially my influence. Maybe it was their influence on me. I don't know. But when you're performing for your fans, your job ultimately is to make them feel better about their day, themselves, and what they've just experienced than they did when they walked in. That's your job. To make them have fun, entertain them. And man, if you don't give your fans everything you got, you're not ever gonna make it long term, man. And Tom is proof that the fans are what make you.
And Tom is also proof that it doesn't take a whole large team of people to do this. It's just him and Nova and Evan who mixes and masters. And that's it.
Right.
That's
right.
it.
He is walking proof that you don't have to have a label or anything like that. Now, granted, it's work.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot of extra
work. A lot of work.
But you don't need all that. You don't need all that, man. And
everything
he's proven
you get
it.
out of it is yours, and not
Don't
partially
right have to
theirs.
divvy out everywhere else.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about.
But
that.
hold on, I gotta say, the lines there about building the house, the flow on that, and how he chose to word and phrase that whole thing was awesome.
Yeah,
it was awesome. And I think I saw on maybe a Tom Macdonald fan page or something, and I wanted on a shirt about keep all the stones they throw at you. You got castles to build.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, again, the more people out there that's got to go out of their way to hate on him, it's not even just that they're making him bigger as far as calling out his name and people being drawn to him. They're making him bigger. You're giving him more ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving him... It's one of those, it's been said with me, I think, a couple of times. Arguing with me is pointless. You lost before you started.
Adding fuel to the fire.
And you just, right. Otherwise, you just add fuel to the fire. Y'all have... they've lost before they even got going. So...
No manager, no teammates, no money to make up my budget with, no groceries, no studio, no booking agent, no bucket list, no PR, no marketing, just fans. Man, we built this house where my days end and it's vacant, and they bury me with that only key. My biggest fans gon' break in with a Ouija board and a box of chalk, draw a pentagram, hail Satan, try to bring me back from that wooden box. Y'all tried to fill my grave.
Zombie
Then they'll sit
Tom.
on the roof with the rifles I hid in the fridge, and they'll shoot at the men on the ridge who are coming to undo the work that I did. Then they'll block off the highway that leads to the crib and put sensors on all of the boards in the bridge so they know when they're coming to empty the clip. Then they'll cut all the bodies and cut off the skin, then connect all the pieces with needles and pins and attach it to 10 feet of branches and twigs, and then plant it in mud till it stands in the wind. Then they'll stand there and look at this that we did that we never imagined we do because of them. Our blood and sweat and tears went into what we built till we were bags. So we used blood and sweat and tears of enemies to build our flag. We built this house, we laid these bricks, we set these traps, these...
The way that was laid out there, man. Other musicians might catch this. That triplet fill on his flow there. That was all like the longest run-on sentence yet complete, perfectly punctuated thought at the same time could possibly be. And it was part of that feel, that triplet feel and that flow on that. That was again,
A show of his musicianship.
you hear us talk all the time when we forget that we're reacting. We just kind of, and this ain't even the first time react for us. So.
Because of them, our blood and sweat and tears went into what we built till we were bags. So we used blood and sweat and tears of enemies to build our flag. We built this house, we laid these bricks, we set these traps, these flames we lit. Our haters doused in gasoline, they brought to try and torch us with. Let them hate, dog, everyone will have something to say, dog. Their opinions don't mean trying to judge your engine by your paint job. Gravestone, I'm a cheap death.
And that line right there speaks volumes, trying to judge your engine by your paint job.
The whole don't judge a book by its cover,
Yeah.
that all of that, you've heard it said 1,000 ways, and it is what it is.
It is, and it's stupid is what it is.
And he also, the fact that he points out, and it's a reoccurring theme in some of his other songs as well. Everybody's going to have something to say. Yeah, but you might as well.
Yeah.
I tell my daughters all the time, you know, you can't let words have power over you, because there's always going to be somebody that's going to have something to say. Always
that asshole out there that's got some stupid
right.
shit to say.
And don't let words have that kind of power over you.
No.
The beauty of what Tom's doing is he's turning that ugliness back on them. So.
They brought to try and torch us with. Let them hate, dog. Everyone will have something to say, dog. Their opinions don't mean trying to judge your engine by your paint job. Gravestone, I'm a cheap death. There's too much I ain't seen yet. They think that I got them way over my head, but I feel like I just got my feet wet. We're trying to dream more and sleep less. Avoid the pills when we're depressed. Remember to not be too hard on ourselves. If we cut deep enough, we up bleed red. Man, you never know when it's time to go. Heaven's open when the bars are closed, so seize the moment. Don't leave it hoping you'll.
I haven't shied away from mentioning in videos before that I've had my substance abuse issues as well earlier in my life. That line, heaven's open when the bars are closed, I can almost tell you, I know there's a heaven and there's somebody looking out after us for the fact that I've made it home from many of those bars. Yeah, man, that line, I don't know, that grabs me in a place. Heaven's open when the bars are closed. That's out of all the, most of what Tom says has meaning and context and makes me feel a certain way. For some reason, almost every one of his songs, there'll be one random line that reaches out to me specifically and grabs me. For some reason, the bars are open. Heaven's open when the bars are closed. Really grabs something in me.
Yeah.
Avoid the pills when we're depressed. Remember to not be too hard on ourselves. If we cut deep enough, we up bleed red. Man, you never know when it's time to go. Heaven's open when the bars are closed, so seize the moment. Don't leave it hoping you'll breathe tomorrow. You could be a ghost. I'm living mine like the finish line is right in front of me. Made of fishing wire, so I'll never see it till it's too late. When God shakes my hand, please celebrate. Please celebrate. Please celebrate. Please celebrate.
Excuse me while I screw up our camera. Hold on, see if I can fix this. Apparently not. There we go. Hi. You have to excuse me with our touch screen. I screw that up every now and then.
I personally got to go ahead and say, when we first started hearing Tom, this was not among the first. As a matter of fact, I had, almost begrudgingly liked Tom, because I was almost pre-programmed to expect that to go a certain way. And Tom proved me wrong, which is one of the reasons I love him. But this was like in the second wave of Tom songs I got exposed to. And this may be one of my favorites, personally. From the musicality, his flow, hook, every bit of this song, and the authenticity of what he's got to say. It all works for me.
Yep, that's one of my favorites too. Guess that's probably about all we have to say about that one.
Yes, great song, Tom.
Yep.
Not forgetting the sweater. Not gonna forget the sweater.
Nova Rockefeller did your best. That's what he's talking about. If you want to see it, go watch it.
I'm not gonna let Tom forget the sweater. One day, my hope is that Tom sees this, and he ain't even got to give it to me, man. Just say, hey, let me make an offer on it. I want the sweater, or at least tell me where I can get the sweater. I want the sweater. Tom, this house was another. Dude, you're good at what you do.
Yeah.
And I'm not usually an easily impressed guy, and I'm not usually a guy that gets swept up in any one artist or anything. And it's obvious if you've watched our channel any that we are big time Tom fans, and that is not by accident.
Yeah. And also Nova fans. Nova always killing it with videos, and Nova killing it with her own music. And of course, if y'all like what we're doing, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any recommendations, leave them in the comments.
Input.
Communicate.
We're not gonna go back to Johnny 5.
Why not? Okay, y'all. With that being said, let us know what you think, and we will catch y'all later.
Later.